Let's talk about section hiking. When I did all my research, I probably crossed by the term section hiking, but I didn't really understand it, most likely, and didn't really pay attention to what section hiking was that much until I was actually on the trail hiking and I ran into actual section hikers. So section hikers are people who hike sections of a large through hike. So say, you know, you're hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, they might hike the desert section, or they might only hike, you know, from Tehachapi to Kennedy Meadows, which is like, what, 150 miles. You know, they might even hike less than that. So section hikers are people who only hike sections of a larger through hike. That's pretty much all it comes down to with a section hiker. Otherwise, they're very, very much the same as through hikers. And in fact, I would say most through hikers are section hikers until they complete their through hike, right? A lot of people will tell me, you know, I had a friend, for example, who had to quit once he got to Kennedy Meadows. So he hiked 702 miles, got to Kennedy Meadows, and he had to quit, both because he didn't want to go through the Sierras with the danger of the Sierras, as well as he had injuries. And, you know, when I was talking to some friends about it, they were like, oh yeah, he quit. And I don't really see it like that. And that's when I guess I would point to section hiking. I'd say, you know, he hiked 702 miles through like a massive desert and up mountains. He didn't quit, you know, he just section hiked. Next year he could finish the hike or finish California, or maybe it would take him a couple years. I met a guy in Tehachapi who is a teacher with a family of like 4, and so he doesn't really have time to through hike, and so every year he hikes 150 miles of the Pacific Crest Trail, and he's just slowly doing it. And so over, you know, a long period of time, he can have hiked the whole thing. I met a lady who had spent 30 years section hiking the Pacific Crest Trail and just barely finished this year, and was still hiking with a lot of her cool, like, kind of old school gear with like a metal frame on her pack and everything. And so section hiking, I think, is underrated, and if I knew as much as I know now about section hiking, I may have done some section hikes before I attempted the complete Pacific Crest Trail. Either way, section hiking and through hiking are very, very, very much the same thing. It just more depends on mileage, how many miles you're going to go.